In 2021, I took an online course from a wedding photographer from Canada called Sarah Monika because I realized it was time for me to change. So far, I've been a portrait photographer, and I realized that the amount of money that I was charging as a portrait photographer wouldn't actually be able to make me evolve and live only from photography. And I was seeing other people being photographers and making money. So I started to look, okay, what are they doing? And then I saw wedding photography, and I saw that you could charge, 1,000 euros. You could charge 1,000 euros to shoot a wedding. And back then I was charging 150, 200 euros per shooting. So I was like, okay, something got to change. So when I actually booked her, it's because I became aware that where I was, the skills that I had, the knowledge that I had, the environment where I was in wasn't going to be able to bring me where I wanted to be. So I realized I needed to change. So I joined her class, and she taught us so many things. And the focus was on how to hire a virtual assistant when you're a wedding photographer so that you can have a seamless flow, do things without being overwhelmed. I joined the class, and one day she actually shared something that completely changed my life. She said, it is important for you to start really believing that you are an amazing wedding photographer. So what I recommend you to do is to write on a piece of paper, I am an amazing wedding photographer. And at that very single point, my body was like, oh, I lie. If I write it, I'm lying to myself because I'm not that yet. I'm not that yet. I can't. And then she said, but if you feel like by writing that you are lying, then write instead, I am starting to believe that I am an amazing wedding photographer. And then I smiled. And then what she explained after that made even more sense. She said, because now you are not lying anymore. You are stating a truth. You are telling to yourself, to the being living inside of you, hey, I am starting to believe. So don't get too excited. She actually helped me understand, or she actually helped me tell to the old story that I used to believe in. Calm down. We are not here to trigger you. We are here to make us change for the better. So I wrote that sentence on a piece of paper, and I sticked it on my computer. And the rest is history. The same year, I started booking more weddings. The year after that, I started traveling. The year after that, I traveled more than ever before. Fast forward, I shot almost 200 weddings in 9 countries. 200 weddings in 9 countries. Isn't it amazing? Just because I did the job. But I want to explain to you what actually happened, because now I am a spiritual life coach. Now I read the books, the information from source, all there is, was, and ever shall be. And you can see all the books over here next to me. Well, what actually happened is everything that you put after I am, you become. And in that sentence, I was saying, I am starting to believe that I am an amazing wedding photographer. And what actually happened is, fast forward, when I was going there to shoot those weddings, I had such a high confidence in me, in my ability to deliver, that I didn't fail. I always delivered. And what actually ended up happening? So many couples came to me. So many couples, even now, are texting me to thank me for the photos that I did for them. So the moral here is for you to realize, what are you trying to become? What is the identity that you actually want to embody? It doesn't matter what it is. The question is, when you think about it, how do you feel? How do you feel? Maybe now you're working as an accountant, and what you truly want to do is to be a pilot. That's like, when you think about it, you are joyful. When you dream about it, you are in ecstasy. You are in such a loving energy. But then you go into your mental. Then you start thinking about all the years of study. Then you need to think about how much money is going to cost you. And when you start thinking that, now you're feeling different emotions in your body. But I want you to know that the negative emotion that you feel in your body, the second you start thinking about all those stuff, the time, the money, the difficulties, the negative emotions, it is your higher self telling you, Hey, now you just got away from us because we never go there. We never look at the difficulty. We never looked at the money. We never looked at the fact that it's not going to be possible. Remember the positive feelings that you were feeling? Remember all the joy that you had in this body where we are dwelling inside and outside? It was us telling you, yes, you can do it. Yes, you can do it if you just but believe that that's who you are. In the book Conversation with God, written by Neil Donald Walsh, source, that which you call God, is actually saying, claim who and what you are. Claim it, see it, and then be it. So you see, with the sentence, I am starting to believe that I am a wedding photographer, I slowly but surely infused deep inside of me that I was starting to believe that. And thus I believed it. And here's the thing. When I brought my wife on our first wedding, it was in 2022. She came with me at a wedding in France. I remember at that moment, she didn't started shooting with me yet. She was there with her phone. She was following me and shooting some B-rolls and stuff. She was tired long, like hours and hours and hours before me. She came to me and told me, baby, how come you're not tired? I was like, what do you mean being tired? This is what I love. This is what I do. This is what I live for. My energy was so high. So you see, with the sentence, I am starting to believe that I am an amazing wedding photographer. Everything about an amazing wedding photographer came to be in me. The way I was dressing completely changed. I went from dressing completely in black to wearing different colorful suits at every wedding. I went from, sometimes not having my hair properly done to always make sure that I look super good, have my beard done for the couples. I went from only having one camera to having not only two cameras, but multiple lenses and an attire that actually said, I am a professional. I swear, everything changed, and everything can change for you if you but just remember who you really are. Start paying attention to the way you use I am throughout the day. And if you feel like it's going to be difficult for you to be aware of yourself, look at the people around you. Look at the life that they are living and now see how they are using I am. I am. Maybe they are not aware of these teachings. Maybe they are not aware of the power of I am. But I can already tell you, people that are doing good, people that are doing great, people that are successful never misuse I am. It is a law of the universe. I'm not talking about a parking ticket or a speed limit or no. Talking about the law of the universe. Universe. Are you feeling me? That's how powerful you are. That's how powerful we are. So make sure today you take 2 minutes, 5 minutes to fully think about who you really want to become. What is the thought of yourself in the future that is bringing you right now the highest joy, and define what are the adjective of that person and write them down. Write them down after I am. Who are you becoming? I am is the key.